if you allow your emotions to be controlled by what other people tell you about another human being, and you're not even going to bother verifying what they said, you might be brainwashed. Think about that. Greetings, everyone. Do you feel that it's possible that you're being brainwashed? Do you feel it's possible that your family, friends, someone you love, or possibly your coworkers, possibly your neighbors, or possibly people in general are being brainwashed? Do you feel this way? Do you question it? Well, I'm going to break it down for you quickly. And this is the top 10 reasons that you may be being brainwashed. Number 10. Do you have a closed mind? You refuse to listen to opposing points of view. You just don't want to hear it. I don't care what you have to say. Leave me alone. Is that you? Number 9. You only rely on one or two sources of information. And you blindly believe everything they say. You only read the New York Times and watch CNN. You only read the Washington Post and watch MSNBC. And you say, I listen to multiple sources. You only listen to Fox News and read Breitbart. And you say, I read multiple sources. You only read Drudge Report and listen to InfoWars. And you say, I read multiple sources. If you do these things, and you blindly believe everything that your one or two, three sources say, you may be brainwashed. Number 8. You don't do your own research. Now, that goes kind of hand in hand with number 9. You don't do your own research. You blindly believe the things that your few sources say, and you refuse to listen to what anyone else has to say. That's number 8. If you're too lazy to do your own research about something, you probably shouldn't comment on it at all. Probably shouldn't say anything about it at all. Number 7. You get angry when your point of view is contradicted. Someone wants to challenge what you have to say, and instead of being able to listen competently, analyze what the person has to say, and devise a rebuttal, you just get mad. Oh, listen no more. Get all loud. You want to hear it, nobody has to. You don't even give them a chance to speak. All right? That's a sign that you may be brainwashed. You can't just deal with a different opinion, which means it's someone else controlling your mind. Another part of that is that you develop hatred for a villain. There's an evil person out there. He's evil, and he's coming to destroy everyone. He's the worst person ever. Or she, or it, or whatever you want to call it. This is the most evil thing ever. You know what I call it? It's fear-mongering. They want to make you scared. Are you afraid? Are you afraid of a person, a man, a woman, even an organization, or a church, or a religion, or a school? Are you afraid? If you're afraid of something, especially some group of human beings, you might be brainwashed. Think about that. Number 6. You get arrogant and condescending, especially when the people that you don't agree with aren't around. As soon as they leave, or as soon as you want to go on Twitter or Facebook and post some crap that you're not going to have to actually respond to with a legitimate response, you go off, you call everybody stupid, and you call them ignorant. You claim that you're the most righteous person and everyone else is unrighteous. They're uneducated. They're evil. These people don't know what they're talking about. Do you know what you're talking about? Do you? Or do you Google a bunch of articles and you don't know what in the hell they even mean? You didn't even read them your damn self. Is that what you do? Is that what you do? If you do that, you might be brainwashed. Think about it. You talk a whole bunch of crap. Talking smack. like you're a fighter, about to actually get into a fight. You're actually going to step in the ring. You're actually going to get in the octagon. You're actually going to have to face this person down. And you start getting all high and mighty and talking about what the hell you're going to do on the internet, in a press conference, in an interview on the news. People talk a whole bunch of trash. What are you really going to do? What are you really going to do? What? When it really goes down, talk is cheap. It's not only cheap, it's actually free. Talk is free. Actions cost a whole lot more. So if you're willing to lay down a whole bunch of talk and you don't do anything, you might be brainwashed. Just maybe. If you want to get all emotional, get all charged up about somebody that you have never met, you don't know, and you never even bothered to even study anything about this person. If you allow your emotions to be controlled by what other people tell you about another human being, and you're not even going to bother verifying what they said, you might be brainwashed. Think about that. Think about it. Number 5, you refuse to accept logic. Logical things are put right in front of your eyes and you refuse to accept them. Logical things happen and you refuse to accept them. You prefer to go to some crazy alternative, which many of you like to call conspiracy theories. That's a different debate. You can go back and forth on that one. But there's conspiracy theories and there's conspiracy facts. If you want to lunge onto a theory and take that theory as if it is a fact, you might be brainwashed. You might be brainwashed. You use double standards. If someone you like does something wrong, it's okay. If someone you don't like does something wrong, they need to burn in hell. We need to hang them from a tree. We need to fry me electric chair. For those crapping people my whole life. Double standards. Some people even want to persecute people for things that they do themselves. But when somebody else does it, it's not okay. But when they do it themselves, well, there's a million excuses as to why I'm allowed to do that. Okay, if you're using a bunch of double standards to justify who is good and who is not, including yourself, you might be brainwashed. Now, number 3, you can't admit when you're wrong. You can't admit that you might even possibly be wrong. It kind of goes back into saying that everybody else is stupid except for me and people that agree with me. And if you don't agree with me, you're wrong. You're wrong. I'm always right. I'm infallible. And those are people that really have a God complex. If you have a God complex and you think that you're God, which is a really stupid thing for a human being to think, if you have a God complex, you might be brainwashed, stupid. You're not God. You're a stupid human being. You're just as dumb as the rest of us. Get that through your thick heads. You're a stupid idiot. If you don't realize how stupid you are, you've been brainwashed, stupid. Okay, I digress. We're going to move on here to number 2. Number 2, you run away from tough conversations. When people like me say stuff like what I'm saying right now, you shut the video off. You probably already shut it off a long time ago. You don't want to hear it. It's stuff you don't want to hear. You want to face your own ignorance and your own arrogance, and so you run away. Or perhaps you change the subject. Let's talk about football. Let's talk about makeup. Or let's talk about The Walking Dead. Yeah, and that's right. I brought it out. Or perhaps Game of Thrones. Or whatever the next TV show is. I'm going to talk a bunch of crap about some real stuff, but then when you want to have your own response, I'm going to change the subject and try to make lighthearted of the conversation. Don't bring it up if you ain't willing to go there. If you ain't willing to go there, guess what? You're probably brainwashed. You're spitting about a bunch of crap that you've been taught because you watch too many damn commercials. and you watch too much damn news, and you didn't figure out what the hell they were saying before you want to regurgitate all that crap to everybody else. If you do that, you've probably been brainwashed. Now, we're going to go into number one. Number one reason you've probably been brainwashed is that you speak in absolutes. Do you overuse the words always and never? These people always tell the truth. They would never do that. The government always does the right thing. They would never lie to the American people. Do you think these kinds of things? Do you live your life in the belief that someone would always or never do anything? If you do that, you're most definitely brainwashed. You're most definitely brainwashed. You can never use terms like always. And when you always use terms like never, it's proof that you have been brainwashed. You are not using your brain. You are allowing your brain to be controlled by others. So, let's break it down from 10 to 1, one quick time. You have a closed mind, number 10. Number 9, you only rely on 1 or 2 sources. Number 8, you don't do your own research. Number 7, you get mad when someone tries to tell you that you might be wrong. Number 6, you're arrogant, especially when the person you're talking about isn't there. Number 5, you refuse to accept logic. You don't want to logically think about anything. You accept the story instead of thinking about it yourself. Thinking about the actual scientific evidence of how it actually happens. Number 4, you use double standards. Number 3, you can't admit when you're wrong. Number 2, you run away from tough conversations. And number 1 reason that you're brainwashed, you use the words always and never way too much. You speak in absolutes, and you think that someone will always protect you, and they would never tell a lie to you. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Peace and good day.